It's currently thunderstorming, and I just had this random word of the day, and I'm going to share it with you guys. I have this really cute porch cat. Do you hear that thunder? Cute little porch cat. She started coming inside when it got really cold. I just forced her to be inside because it got really cold outside. And ever since, so we just kind of like have her come in every evening to keep her safe in the evening. And I let her usually just go in and out as she pleases during the day when I open and shut the door. But she loves going outside. I never take that away, right? So here's where the word of the day came into my mind. Every morning when I wake up, the first thing I do is fill up the kitty food. She follows me to the door. She meows. And I'm like, do you want to go outside? And I open up the door, let her outside. Like, she knows I will always open up the door for her. But sometimes, like a day like this, I actually don't open up the door because I know something that she doesn't know. I know it's about to be thundering and lightning and storming outside. She's currently actually hiding underneath my couch because she's very terrified of the thunder. And whoa, that was crazy lightning. So anyways, this morning we get out to the living room and I don't open the door for her. She goes to the door, she meows, she looks at me ready, expecting, because she knows I will open it. But today I did not open it. I didn't open it, even though she knows I'm always willing to open it and I'm never withholding what's best for her, what she wants. But today I didn't open it because I knew something she doesn't know. I knew the storm was coming and I knew that she would need safety from the storm. So instead of opening the door right away, I'm going to wait until the storm passes and then the door will open. And even though she didn't know at the time why I withheld that, what she wanted, she knows now as she's hiding underneath my couch. Hiding underneath my couch, but safe and protected from the storm. If this had happened and she was outside, I don't know where she hides. She goes to some place somewhere underneath a shed somewhere, and I will not see her until the storm passes. So she will be in the storm underneath something, taking cover because she runs away from fear of the sound. Anyway, so it got me to thinking, sometimes when we really want something and we normally kind of get our way, like we normally kind of get what we want, things always are working out for us. Sometimes something that we think we want doesn't work out right away. Like, we're like, okay, God, I'm ready. And the door doesn't open. And we're like, why didn't you open the door? Hey, did you hear me? I'm ready. The door doesn't open. And we keep kind of meowing at the door, like, hey, can I please go outside now? Like, why are you not letting me have this? Like, you've always given me the freedom. And the door doesn't open. Sometimes the door doesn't open because there's something we don't know that's outside on its way into that next chapter. And it's not quite ready for us to go to it yet. See, God knows quite a bit more than we know. He knows what's best for us. So not opening the door right away is not rejection, it's actually protection. And it's our job to simply understand when the door is not opening, we're not being withheld from our blessings, we're actually being guided to our blessings. And this one's pretty short and sweet, but I really just felt like, what a good reminder of how sometimes the door doesn't open when we want it to because it's not supposed to open when we want it to. If we opened the door when we wanted it to, we would be stuck in the storm because we were not willing to wait and listen to when God opens the door for us. Because if we understand that God has always opened the right doors at the right time for your greatest and your highest good, right? So when the door that you're asking to open doesn't open right away, stop pushing at it. Stop kicking at it. Stop trying to escape it, because you might just be trying to go into the storm where you're going to have no protection. If you open the door that was not meant for you to open and you go outside, you're going outside of God's covering, right? Of God's protection. And here we're in God's umbrella. He's protecting us from everything out here. We simply don't feel any of it. We can hear the rumbling, but it's not affecting me at all. I'm comfortable. I'm warm. I'm not wet. I'm not outside in the elements. I'm underneath God's umbrella, his covering right here, because I chose to listen and not force my way out of God's protection. But if I had forced my way out of the door because I thought that the next chapter is better, what I want is over here, well, then I'm stepping outside of God's protection, because we do have free will. We're not like a cat where if the door doesn't open, we're stuck. We can make our own free will choices to listen or to forge our own path, But understand that when we choose to use our free will to not listen to when God is saying, not yet, wait, Not yet, wait. Not yet, darling, wait. Right? Not yet, darling, wait. Well, if we don't want to wait, that's okay. He's not going to force us to follow him. That's the beauty of free will. But we can choose to be underneath the umbrella of his protection, or to forge our way out and be stuck in the storm. And then what's funny is so many people that get stuck in the storm then blame God. Like, how dare you? You're supposed to be protecting me. Why would you let me go through this? You didn't stay underneath God's umbrella, underneath his hedge of protection. You forged your way outside of his hedge of protection because you didn't like that he didn't open the door right first thing in the morning when you woke up and wanted to go outside that door. You forced your way out anyway. And then you got stuck in the storm. Sometimes the storms we are in are not because God is forcing us through it. It's because we wanted to be in the storm, because we wanted to have our way right away instead of listening and waiting and pausing and listening to what God was saying. Not yet. But we did it anyway. The storm that we were in was our own making by stepping out of God's covering. But the beautiful thing is, though, is that we're always able to understand and repent and go back underneath God's covering and say, okay, I'll wait, sorry. And that's like the part of growth. That's growing. Imagine telling our toddlers, no, you need to wait. No, how many times do we have to tell our toddlers we need to wait? And then as they grow, into teenagers, they start pushing back. Why? I want to do it now. I know everything. And then as we grow out of that into young adults, like it's the same thing with our spiritual walk. You know what I mean? Like we get to have the cute phase, like where we're growing, we're saturated, we're love, we're innocent, and as children, and then we grow into that teenager phase where we're pushing back and fighting boundaries and trying to say we know it all. We don't need you to tell us what to do. And then we get humbled as young adults, like, actually, I do need some more guidance. And we go back into diving into it a little bit more and really start understanding things in a way that we didn't have because our perspective begins to change. And then it's the same as our spiritual walk. We have to learn. We have to grow. And it's not talking bad on you for making mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. You know what? God never told us not to make mistakes. He told us that through the mistakes we make, it's the opportunity to grow and learn from them. Our job is to not make mistakes. Our job is to grow from them and become a better version of ourselves through them. Does that make sense? Anyways, random word of the day. Love you guys. Hope someone out there enjoyed it.